Nevada explained. Nevada is a state in the western region of the United States. It is bordered by Oregon to the northwest, Idaho to the northeast, California to the west, Arizona to the southeast, and Utah to the east. Nevada is the seventh most extensive, the 19th least populous, and the 9th least densely populated of the U.S. states. Nearly 3/4 of Nevada's people live in Clark County, which contains the Las Vegas Paradise metropolitan area, including 3 of the state's 4 largest incorporated cities. Nevada's capital is Carson City. Nevada is officially known as the Silver State because of the importance of silver to its history and economy. It is also known as the Battle-Born State because it achieved statehood during the Civil War, as the Sagebrush State for the native plant of the same name, and as the Sage Hen State. The name means snowy in Spanish, referring to Nevada's small overlap with the Sierra Nevada mountain range. However, the rest of Nevada is largely desert and semi-arid, much of it within the Great Basin. Areas south of the Great Basin are within the Mojave Desert, while Lake Tahoe and the Sierra Nevada lie on the western edge. About 86% of the state's land is managed by various jurisdictions of the U.S. federal government, both civilian and military. American Indians of the Paiute, Shoshone, and Washoe tribes inhabited what is now Nevada. The first Europeans to explore the region were Spanish. They called the region Nevada because of the snow which covered the mountains in winter, similar to the Sierra Nevada in Spain. The area formed part of Alta California's territory within the Viceroyalty of New Spain, which gained independence as Mexico in 1821. The United States annexed the area in 1848 after its victory in the Mexican-American War, and it was incorporated as part of Utah Territory in 1850. The discovery of silver at the Comstock Lode in 1859 led to a population boom that became an impetus to the creation of Nevada Territory out of western Utah Territory in 1861. Nevada became the 36th state on October 31, 1864, as the second of 2 states added to the Union during the Civil War. Nevada has a reputation for its libertarian laws. In 1940, with a population of just over 110,000 people, Nevada was by far the least populated state, with less than half the population of the next least populous state, Wyoming. However, legalized gambling and lenient marriage and divorce laws transformed Nevada into a major tourist destination in the 20th century. Nevada is the only U.S. state where prostitution is legal, though it is illegal in its most populated regions, Clark County, Washoe County, and Carson City. The tourism industry remains Nevada's largest employer, with mining continuing as a substantial sector of the economy. Nevada is the 4th largest producer of gold in the world. Etymology. The name, Nevada, comes from the Spanish adjective Nevada, meaning snow-covered, or snowy. The state takes its name from the Nevada Territory, which in turn was named for the Sierra Nevada. Nevadans pronounce the second syllable with the of trap, while some people from outside of the state pronounce it with the of palm. Although the quality, but not the length, of the latter pronunciation could be perceived as closer to the Spanish pronunciation as near low front, is low back, and is low front, though often retracted to central in Spanish, it is not the pronunciation used by Nevadans. State Assemblyman Harry Mortensen proposed a bill to recognize the alternative pronunciation of Nevada, though the bill was not supported by most legislators and never received a vote. The Nevadan pronunciation is the one used by the state legislature. At one time, the state's official tourism organization, Travel Nevada, stylized the name of the state as Nevada, with a breve over the indicating the locally preferred pronunciation, which was also available as a license plate design until 2007. Geography. Nevada is almost entirely within the Basin and Range Province and is broken up by many north-south mountain ranges. Most of these ranges have endorheic valleys between them. Much of the northern part of the state is within the Great Basin, a mild desert that experiences hot temperatures in the summer and cold temperatures in the winter. Occasionally, moisture from the Arizona monsoon will cause summer thunderstorms. Pacific storms may blanket the area with snow. The state's highest recorded temperature was 125 degrees Fahrenheit in Laughlin on June 29, 1994. The coldest recorded temperature was -52 degrees Fahrenheit set in San Jacinto in 1972, in the northeastern portion of the state. The Humboldt River crosses the state from east to west across the northern part of the state, draining into the Humboldt Sink near Lovelock. Several rivers drain from T. Sierra Nevada eastward, including the Walker, Truckee, and Carson rivers. All of these rivers are endorheic basins, ending in Walker Lake, Pyramid Lake, and the Carson Sink, respectively. However, not all of Nevada is within the Great Basin. Tributaries of the Snake River drain the far north, while the Colorado River, which also forms much of the boundary with Arizona, drains much of southern Nevada. The mountain ranges, some of which have peaks above 13,000 feet, harbor lush forests high above desert plains, creating sky islands for endemic species. The valleys are often no lower in elevation than 3,000 feet, while some in central Nevada are above 6,000 feet. The southern third of the state, where the Las Vegas area is situated, is within the Mojave Desert. The area receives less rain in the winter but is closer to the Arizona monsoon in the summer. The terrain is also lower, mostly below 4,000 feet, creating conditions for hot summer days and cool to chilly winter nights. Nevada and California have by far the longest diagonal line as a state boundary at just over 400 miles. This line begins in Lake Tahoe nearly 4 miles offshore, and continues to the Colorado River where the Nevada, California, and Arizona boundaries merge 12 miles southwest of the Laughlin Bridge. The largest mountain range in the southern portion of the state is the Spring Mountain Range, just west of Las Vegas. The state's lowest point is along the Colorado River, south of Laughlin. Nevada has 172 mountain summits with 2,000 feet of prominence. Nevada ranks second in the United States by the number of mountains, behind Alaska, and ahead of California, Montana, and Washington. Economy. The economy of Nevada is tied to tourism, mining, and cattle ranching. Nevada's industrial outputs are tourism, entertainment, mining, machinery, printing and publishing, food processing, and electric equipment. The Bureau of Economic Analysis estimates Nevada's total state product in 2018 was $170 billion. The state's per capita personal income in 2020 was $53,635, ranking 31st in the nation. Nevada's state debt in 2012 was calculated to be $7.5 billion, or $3,100 per taxpayer. As of May 2021, the state's unemployment rate was 7.8%. Education. Education in Nevada is achieved through public and private elementary, middle, and high schools, as well as colleges and universities. A May 2015 educational reform law expanded school choice options to 450,000 Nevada students who are at up to 185% of the federal poverty level. Education savings accounts are enabled by the new law to help pay the tuition for private schools. Alternatively, families can use funds in these accounts to also pay for textbooks and tutoring. Approximately 86.9% of Nevada residents have attained at least a high school degree or equivalent, which is below the national average of 88.6%. Military. Several United States Navy ships have been named USS Nevada in honor of the state. They include Nevada USS Nevada USS Nevada USS Nevada Area 51 is near Groom Lake, a dry salt lake bed. The much smaller Creech Air Force Base is in Indian Springs, Nevada. Hawthorne Army Depot in Hawthorne, the Tonopah Test Range near Tonopah, and Nellis AFB in the northeast part of the Las Vegas Valley. Naval Air Station Fallon in Fallon, NSAWC, in western Nevada. NSAWC consolidated 3 command centers into a single command structure under a flag officer on July 11, 1996. The Naval Strike Warfare Center based at NAS Fallon since 1984, was joined with the Navy Fighter Weapons School and the Carrier Airborne Early Warning Weapons School, which both moved from NAS Miramar as a result of a base realignment and closure decision in 1993, which transferred that installation back to the Marine Corps as MCAS Miramar. The Seahawk Weapons School was added in 1998 to provide tactical training for Navy helicopters. These bases host a number of activities,